Good morning, Ricardo.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
I'm glad to hear that. Well, I'm sorry that it took me longer, pero parece que he estado teniendo cortes, ¿verdad? De como que están trabajando por aquí cerca, entonces se había quedado stuck, ¿verdad? La reunión. Así que I'm sorry, but I was here.
Okay.
Yes.
No problem. Thank you.
You're welcome. And well, thank you very much for joining today. And tell me, how was your vacation? Did you have vacation, by the way?
I good, my vacation good, but only in my house.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay, actually, it was the same case for me. I spent most of the time here at home. I needed to rest, but at home, what do? What are the things that that you were doing during these days?
Yes, I may or I did prepare the house because I
Mhm.
painting the next week.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Well, actually, we had kind of the same thing here. There was a problem in the yard, and they had to, these workers, they have to come to the house and they have to remove the grass, right? Me quitaron toda la grama. They started working,
Yeah.
and we try to take advantage of the time to, as you said before, to do some repairs, right? And also we helped my father. My father, he was painting the house, so we
Good.
helped in a little bit, yes. So estamos como en la misma sintonía por esos rumbos too, right? Okay, but tell me, do you
Yeah.
watch anything interesting? Any movie that you liked? Do you have some time for you to watch a movie or see something interesting?
No in specific, but we spend my time with my daughter,
Ah, okay.
played with my daughter.
Mhm. Okay, very good. Well, sometimes, whenever we have this type of time, well, most of the time, I would say people like to go and have some time, at the beach or, these type of places that in the end, right, they are interesting, but you end up feeling more tired, right? So it's like you spend your vacation doing something else, but when you come back, you feel tired even more, you know, than before. So that's the reason why I think that if you're going to have a vacation or if you want to go out, you have to live at least 2 days to rest at home, right? Otherwise,
Yeah.
that would be a very, very bad idea. Okay, so let's go ahead and check the different topics that we're going to be working with, right? And there is also these, I would say, I'm going to try to mix two things together because we have still 3 more weeks to go. And I'm going to show you here. Oh, I'm sorry, I think I'm not sharing my screen. Bear with me. There we go. So we have already worked with comparative and superlatives. Oh, well, I'm sorry, comparatives, because superlatives, we had a little bit of practice last week. And I'm going to show it to you right now because there was a section where we practiced again comparative adjectives, but still we just, I think, had a quick review on the rules about the about the comparative adjectives, right? Let me see if I can open it up here. Here we go. Give me one moment. Then the next topic that we're going to be working on, it's going to be entertainment, right? We're going to mention a little bit of music, vocabulary, right? Sports, right? We're going to check a little bit on either, neither, to, and so, or either, neither, to, or so, because actually these two words are pronounced in two different ways, but generally people say either or neither, right? Also to practice sewing neither and expressing same opinion, right? That's going to be also beginning probably this week. And then you have to complete the exam, unit one, I'm sorry, and unit 2 exam, right? Whenever you have time, right? After we complete unit number 2, you can go ahead and complete that one. So last week, as I was saying before, we were working with the rules. I'm going to share with you here. So here we have the rules that we studied, and we were saying that whenever we want to make adjectives in the comparative form, we add er or more, right? If it's a long adjective. But when we are talking about superlative adjectives, that's a little bit different, okay? Because we don't add er, we add est, right? And also, I don't know if you remember that we discussed that whenever we want to compare, we need two things. But when we want to use superlative adjectives, we take one out of a group, like the example, right? Messi is the best soccer player, right? So here we have these particular rules that we needed to practice, right? Also, we have irregular forms, same irregular forms, good, better, best, bad, worse, worst, far, further, furthest. Here is furthest, little, less, and least, right? So let's go ahead and make up some examples. So here you have some adjectives, right? And let's go ahead and try to have a, an oral, exercise, right? So let's use the adjectives, Ricardo, with the comparative and the superlative form. Okay, comparative and superlative form. So what are some sentences that you can create with these adjectives that you have on screen?
Okay. For example, Jose is more creative than creative than Mario.
Okay, very good. I like it. Jose is more creative than Mario. Very good. Okay. Correct. Tell me one superlative sentence using this adjective.
Jose is creatives. I need a est.
Yeah, but remember that creative is a long adjective. So what would be the way?
Yeah. Is the best.
The best or the most?
The most, sorry, the most.
Very good.
creative.
Creative, okay.
Created
Mm-hmm.
than Mario. No,
Remember,
only
here we
only
pick
create.
one out of the group, right? So we can say something
Yes.
like Jose is the most creative student in the class, for example. Student
Yes.
in the class. Very good. Let's move on to the next one. What about tidy? Tidy means organized.
Okay. Maria
Uh-huh.
is tidiest
Tidiest?
than Andrea.
Mm-hmm. But is tidiest or tidier? What do you think? Is it comparative or superlative?
In this case, tidiest.
Okay, so here you are comparing two people. You are comparing Maria and you are comparing Andrea. Okay.
Yes.
So since we are comparing, actually what we need is, a comparative adjective. Tidiest is the superlative form of the adjective, but
Yes.
we have to use the tidiest. But right now we are comparing. So what do I have to change here, Ricardo?
Change letter S and T
Very good.
and add letter D.
Letter D or letter R?
Letter R, sorry.
Very good, don't worry. Okay, so Maria is tidier than Andrea. There we have a comparative sentence. Very good. Now, if we want to make a superlative sentence, how would you make it?
For example, Maria is tidiest.
Maria is
Tidiest
tidiest.
of the family.
Okay. Very good. So now read the sentence, Ricardo, and tell me what is missing here. Maria is tidiest of the family.
I need other word.
Okay, what is the other word?
Between verb to be and superlative.
Okay, and what is that you need? You need the definite article. What is the definite article?
More.
Look at this sentence. What is it that you have here that you don't have in your second sentence with the superlative?
The most.
You have the. That is the word that you need. Maria is the tidiest of the family, or you can say the tidiest person of the family. We use the most with long adjectives, but tidy is a two-syllable adjective, right? Very good. Now let's move on to the next one. What about this one? Far.
For example, La unión.
Okay.
La unión is farther
Mm-hmm.
than Usulután.
Mm-hmm. Very good. So this sentence is okay because actually we're comparing two places and we're talking about distance, right? So La Unión is further than Usulután, right? So in that case, our sentence is correct. What about creating a superlative sentence using this adjective?
This case, la unión is the forest.
I'm sorry?
Is the forest.
Okay, the furthest, oops, sorry, furthest,
Than other department.
But remember that you can use than just to compare. Right now, you're talking only about La Unión, so we cannot use than. So tell me, what is La Unión? Is it a country? Is it a town? Is it a city?
Department.
Okay, it's a city, right? So La Unión is the furthest city. Where?
Of El Salvador.
Correct. La Unión is the furthest city in El Salvador, right? Very good. Okay, so here, as you can see, we're talking only about one because we are using superlative adjectives. When we use superlative adjectives, we take one out of a group, okay? What about the next one? Important. Important.
For example, drink water is drink water is more important than drink soda.
Okay, definitely it is, right? So whenever we're comparing, well, in this case, we're using we're using a verb, but actually this can go into different forms. Ricardo, you can say to drink water, it's more important, I'm sorry, than to drink soda, or drinking water, it's more important than drinking soda. So I'm going to add here the ing form, and I'm going to say drinking water is more important than drinking soda, right? Because we're talking about nouns, right? Estamos hablando de nombres, así que
Okay.
like this, So what about the superlative sentence using important?
drinking water
Mhm.
is the importance.
Is it important?
No, I need add est.
Here, importantest, can I say that?
No.
No, right? Very good. So what do
In
we
this
add?
is the most important.
Correct, right? Is the most important what? Is it a
The most
person,
important
activity?
for the life.
Okay, drinking water is the most important drinking water is the most important thing, right? For life, you said, right?
Yes.
Or you can say something like drinking water is the most important thing for your self-care, right? If you want to take care of your body, if you want to be alive, right? Drinking water is the most important thing for your self-care or for your health, right? Self-care or health. Oops, sorry, health. Okay, either or. Very good. I like that sentence. What about the next adjective? Messy. Remember, messy is disorganized.
This is the name soccer player.
Yes, exactly. Poor messy, actually, that's an adjective for
Okay.
for a disorganized person.
For example, Carlos is Carlos is messier
Good.
than Daniel.
Okay. Carlos is messier than Daniel. Very good. So what about the superlative sentence?
Carlos is the messiest in the classroom.
The messier what? Object, activity, person, student.
The student
Okay, the messiest student
of the classroom.
in the classroom. Okay, very good. Carlos is the messiest student in the classroom. Very good. Excellent. That's a correct sentence. What about big? Okay, big. Comparative and superlative.
For example, my hamburger is bigger the Carlos hamburger.
Very good. Carlos hamburger. Hamburger. Very good. Carlos, here you have two options. Whenever you want to use possessives, right? You can add, if it is a name, because this is not a plural now, you add apostrophe at the end. It is optional if you want to add the letter S. Carlos's hamburger or just Carlos hamburger, like this, right? Carlos's hamburger or Carlos hamburger, because it is a proper name. Como es nombre propio, puede hacerlo así o lo puede quitar. When we don't do it, it's when we have a plural form. Si tuviéramos una forma plural, sí solamente apóstrofe, right? So my hamburger is big and done, Carlos' hamburger. Very good. What about the superlative form?
My hamburger is the biggest. Of the restaurant.
Very good. My hamburger is the biggest of the restaurant, okay? I would say the biggest one of the restaurant. Very good. What about this one? What about good? Good.
My brother is good is irregular.
Good is irregular, yes.
Is best? No, comparative. I don't remember the
Don't worry.
The good.
Okay, it's better.
Better, okay. My brother is better than me.
My brother.
Better person.
Okay, is a better person than me. Okay, very good. What about the superlative form?
My brother is the best.
My brother is the best.
Person. How do you say que conozco?
Oh, my brother is the best person I know. Aunque yo esa expresión la escucho así cuando hablan en inglés. My brother is the best person I've ever known. Que he conocido. Like this.
Ah, okay.
My brother is the best person I ever known. Very good. What about this one? Noisy. Noisy.
I don't have a pet, but I use.
Yeah, let's imagine. Let's pretend that you have a pet.
For example, the pets of my Vecinos, neighborhood.
My neighbor's pet.
My neighbor's pet.
My neighbor's pet.
Is noisier.
Noisier.
Than my pet.
It's noisier than my pet. Very good. What about the superlative form?
My neighbor's pet is the noises. How do you say como colonia o barrio?
Is my neighbor's pet is the noisiest one in the neighborhood.
Neighborhood.
Ahí
Okay.
está. In the neighborhood. Very good. My neighbor's pet is noisier than my pet, and my neighbor's pet is the noisiest one in the neighborhood. What about handsome? Well, pretty for you. I'm going to change handsome for pretty.
Okay. For example, my daughter. My daughter is I don't remember that in this case. Prairie is regular or irregular?
It's a regular because it ends in Y, so you have to apply the rule.
Okay. Prairier. And my daughter is prairier than how do you say primos? Cousin.
Cousins,
Than cousin.
Very good. What about the superlative form?
My daughter is the prairiest.
Very good. It's the prettiest.
Than my cousin.
The prettiest girl?
No, the prettiest girls in the family.
Muy bien. In the family. Very good. Okay. And the last one, bad.
For example, but it's an irregular verb.
Is an irregular adjective, yes.
Adjective, sorry. Adjective. For example, to driving.
Driving. Mm-hmm.
When raining
Driving when raining or when it's raining. Mm-hmm.
is grown.
Run. Like this, run.
No, I don't remember exactly.
Don't worry. It's worse.
Worse. Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Driving when it's raining is worse than without raining.
Okay. If driving when it's raining is worse than when it is not, right? Because I already said raining, right? So I'm going to
Yeah.
use So driving when it's raining, is worse than when it is not. Very good. What about the superlative form?
Driving when it's raining is the I don't remember the superlative in this case.
Is worst. Is
Worst.
similar to this one, but it ends in T. Worst. One ends in E and the other one ends in T.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, driving when it's raining is worse.
Mm-hmm.
In the country.
Okay, driving when it's raining is the worst thing in the country. Why don't we say something like driving when it's raining is the worst, I'm sorry, is the worst thing on the streets.
Yeah.
Right? Very good. So there you have. You completed all your sentences. And I could feel that at the very beginning, you were struggling with the idea, right, of comparing and using superlatives. I think it's clearer now. We can conclude, right, that actually, when we compare, Ricardo, we are taking two elements. We are taking two elements and we are comparing one to the other one, right? So we are using them to compare. But when we use the superlative form, we use it, right, to take one out of a group. So something that stands out, right? Algo que sobresale, pero solo uno del grupo, right? Like, for example, here, Jose is the most creative student in the class, right? So we're taking one out of the group, and that one is Jose, right? So then the other one, Maria, is the tidiest person of the family. So we are taking one out of the group. We're taking one person who we can, we consider, right, is the tidiest person of the family. So same happens with the rest of information. So I think you have done a wonderful job. Así que very good, Ricardo. I'm going to share with you all these sentences, right? So you can check them later, okay? And what about you? Do you have questions? Do you have doubts about the topic? Because this is the wrap up. Con esto cerramos. So what do you think? Do you have a better idea now?
Yes, thank you, teacher. I like this practice.
Okay, very good. I'm glad to hear that.
And thanks for your help. I try study principal the irregular adjective, because change all the structure.
Exactly, right? The irregular adjective form, there is a list, right? What we can do is that you can probably check the irregular list. I think there is one. Let me see, irregular adjectives list. Let me see if I can find one. Give me 1 second. Oh, look at this one. I think this one is okay. I'm going to share a list with you through WhatsApp. I send it to you right now. So those are like the most common, I would say, irregular forms. Okay. So check it out. And then tomorrow we're going to begin with a new topic. Ricardo, thank you very much for joining today and have a wonderful week. Okay. And I will see you tomorrow.
Okay, thank you, teacher. See you tomorrow.
You're welcome. Bye-bye. See you.
Bye.